I'm going to start off tonight's show by saying a special thank you to a subscriber and friend of mine. Her name's Vocal Brush, and she's just a fabulous singer. Her latest video is a song, Star of Noah, just awesome. I just loved it. But I guess she noticed that we had a new baby, and she, out of the goodness of her heart, all the way across the United States, went out and bought us a whole bunch of baby clothes. If you get a good look in here, uh-oh, stuff's falling out. She got socks and shirts and little dresses and just the most pretty stuff you ever saw. And then this one here, look at here, huh? Dresses and skirts and little jean outfits and all this stuff. The Old Navy and Banana Republic. She must have spent a couple $100. I just, you know, it was almost too much. You know, she must have spent a couple $100 on us, and I just want to, you know, say thank you very much. That was something else. And I just, you know, so I'm at a loss for words there. I'm just not used to that, but thank you. And I want to shout out to two channels I really like. One channel is Jafount, or J.A. Fount, and links over there in the box. Excellent gun training videos and just some common sense from a regular guy. I think a lot of you would relate to him really well. And the other one is St. Min 85. Just awesome, informative videos. Especially on things like the swine flu and Jane Burgermeister and the national level exercises and the military training going on. It's really been good at keeping track of that stuff. So I wanted to give a shout out to them guys, and I wanted to tell you, my subscribers, thank you. We reached 2,000 this week, so thank you to all of you. I surely appreciate you guys tuning in. When I make a video. That's Diana in the background. That's who got all the clothes there. She's turned into quite a talker, ain't she? And you know what? That's gonna move me right into tonight's topic. Because you see, that's my world right there. That little girl right there. And what I want to talk to you about tonight is that if you knew that someone was attacking your children with a biological weapon, right? And that you could do something about it, what would you do? Okay. And I don't know if any of you know Clifford E. Carnicom, but this guy is the one that has collected the samples of that stringy stuff that's fallen out of the sky. And they've had a look at it, and it looks like it's a bioweapon. This stuff is made up out of blood cells, like dried red blood cells, other blood cells, and types of fungus. And it can be grown into these things in petri dishes. And what happens when it gets to a mucous membrane, right? These dried up cells like rejuvenate themselves, and it grows all these other little strings, and in most people it doesn't do much, or at least not that you can really tell. But they got tissue samples from a 9-year-old boy, and he has all kinds of cellular damage, and inside all those damaged cells are these little hair-like fibers that come from this stuff they're spraying, or at least it's falling from the skies. And the way this stuff it's put together and the way it works like the stingers on a jellyfish when the tentacles get you, and it fires the stuff into you, and then the poison like reacts. It's similar to that. These strings are like little shards, and when you breathe them in, they work their way into the mucous membrane, and then in the mucous membrane they get activated, and they grow into what looks like a combination of a virus, a fungus, and other cells, other red and white blood cells, and even some very, there's types of tissue in here that get activated and grow that have never been seen. They're double nucleus cells that look kind of like mutated blood cells. Now, they're saying that, now I know a lot of people have collected rainwater, right? And it's had all these chemicals in it. This is different, okay? This is different from that. Or maybe what's in the rainwater is what this stuff breaks down into, because what they say is that this stringy stuff falls from the sky and it sticks to everything, and it happened to have happened in 2005 right here where I live. Stringy stuff fell from the sky, stuck to everything, and then it evaporated. Well, I guess a guy who lives like 15 minutes away from me collected a bunch in a jar, and when he opened it, there was this horrid, like, rotted smell came out, like something had decayed, but a lot of it was still there, and they sent it in. And what they found is they need an electron microscope to really check to see if there's been gene splicing or if it's lab made. But to me, it sounds lab made. And here's a very distinct possibility, folks. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that if in the vaccines, right, if there was something in there to kill us, that they'd find it, right? But look, there can be half of something in there to kill you, okay? It can be a binary, right? And what happens is say you line up for a vaccination and everyone gets it, right? And it's half. And then the other half is activated from this, apparently this aerosol bioweapon that they've been spraying, and it's pretty convincing that they're spraying it. I've inserted footage all along here to show you what I'm talking about. They're spraying with a bioweapon. Us, people. Oh my goodness, I just can't believe it. And our children are affected the most by it. And the thing that's scariest about this, right, is that when you breathe this stuff in, it goes and it just gets in your cells and it sits there, these little hair-like fibers, filled with these turned off or on mutated cells and turned off red blood cells, just waiting for your body to react to them so they can draw out of you what they need to fire up and start replicating. And that's what it does inside your body. And it causes, on people that have severe reactions to it or have surface reactions, right? Morgellons, they're calling it. Some new skin disease called Morgellons. But it does the same inside you that it does outside you. You just can't see it, okay, when it's in you. So these folks that are showing it on the outside of their skin, we need, and have donated parts of their, you know, lesions to be studied, you really need to thank those folks, or we would never know. Because this stuff is biological tissue, it degrades and rots in the sunlight and disappears. There's not anything to go get, right? So, and folks, I guess, that haven't sealed this stuff hermetically, it's always evaporated before they could do anything with it. So, and here's the thing, right? You know, I didn't know how scary this was, okay, until, and most of you wouldn't either, because you don't know the awards they've given out to people for suggesting population control in this manner, okay? Bertrand Russell, right, wrote a book called The Scientific Outlook, and in that book he talked about how wars, because the population had been controlled, the family had been broken down. This is, of course, he's talking in the future now. What the future is now, they've broken down the family. And what they would do then is, by aerosol spraying, control population, control dissidents, control protests. They would just spray the area. And he even goes into detail where he talks about how if this town developed a union and decided to go against the scientific masters, that they could just fly over, spray that area, and kill everyone with whatever, this biological compound from aerosol spraying, okay? And it would kill that area, and it would take care of the problem, and also the example of how they killed the people, right? And how that there wouldn't be any way to fight back, you know, because the main part of their focus is disarming the public, including Bertrand Russell, is an essential step to the scientific oligarchy fascist state they want. Okay, so here's the deal, right? They're doing it. You know, if it's and nobody, the EPA, this stuff has been submitted to the EPA, the people who are supposed to protect us. They're supposed to protect us from this, and they refuse to look at it. They refuse to look at it. Medical doctors refuse to look at it. They want to call it a new disease. It's not a new disease, it's a bioweapon. And if we can get this out, if we can make this forefront news, and we can prove this is a bioweapon, then America, you will need to take up arms immediately.